So I wanted to talk today about unsolicited advice. And I know there are a lot of opinions on this, but I just want to share my opinion and my thought from my experience. And I feel like unsolicited advice has a negative connotation, and maybe I should have looked it up before I started this video. But to me, the definition means what I've always thought it meant to be is advice you get from someone that you did not ask for. I will verify that in a moment. So I just looked it up and I was correct. It is suggestions and advice given without being asked, often from a place of care and concern and good intention. However, I do recognize that it can create some tension and cause some issues because of the person who is receiving the information. It may cross a boundary with them. But I think we have to also take into account relationships in this matter, and even perceived relationships. Maybe the person who is giving the advice feels like they have a relationship or a standing to say something. I'm not saying all unsolicited advice is from a place of goodness. I'm just saying from my experience, I have welcomed that because it has helped me greatly in my life. I can think back to a specific occasion where someone pulled me into their office, actually twice, and I knew it was from a place of care and concern, and genuine care and concern. And I still remember, think about that, 20 years later, maybe 15 years later, I still think about that advice, and I'm so grateful because it changed the trajectory of my life. You are not exposed to things until you are exposed to them, until you come across it or somebody shares their wisdom and their life experience with you. So this particular person helped me professionally greatly, gave me advice about, how to interact with certain things, how to respond in certain ways, career-wise, majors in college, like so much. And I just wonder where my life would be if no one offered advice. How would I feel if no one offered advice? I just look back on that and I'm just so grateful for people who took time. Now, there is a way to respond to unwanted advice. You can say things like, thank you for your advice, but I have it covered, or I'm not comfortable talking about this right now, or, however you want to say it in a nice way. I think you should say it in a nice way. But I don't know. And also taking into account, again, the closeness of the relationship. Because if I got advice from certain people, I'd just be looking at them like, you don't even know me. You don't know my situation. But coming from certain people, I value that advice. Or people I admire. Maybe I have seen their story. Maybe they have shared vulnerabilities. And then the way to offer advice could be, this has been my experience. Do you mind if I share it with you? And if they say no, that's fine. Don't take offense to it. Everybody's on their own journey, really. But I'm just thankful. I just wanted to say I'm thankful for the ones who helped me along the way. So I definitely suggest, asking the person, or even praying and asking God, when should you speak? Should you speak? Should you just pray? Actually, sometimes we just need to pray. We don't even need to offer advice. But, I think there's a scripture that says, there's a safety in a multitude of counselors, and you go to counselors for guidance and advice. But sometimes that counselor or guide sees something in you and they genuinely have concern for you. So I guess this is for the person who wants to just reject all of it, thinking everybody just don't know what they're talking about, or don't have their best intentions. Pray, even from a place of that, just pray over that and just say, God, does this person mean me well? could this advice really help me? Because I really think some advice is powerful in its wisdom, and it could change the trajectory, literally, of our lives. So that's my thought for tonight. Hope you guys are having a great, relaxing weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon.